The story of the 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel begins long before the coin itself was struck, because to understand any modern American nickel, you first have to go back to the origins of the Jefferson design and the evolution of the series that has run since 1938. For more than 8 decades, the Jefferson nickel has represented not only the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, but also the history of the United States Mint, its technology, and its changing artistic standards. The 2021 D nickel is part of this long and ongoing tradition and carries with it the weight of history, while also reflecting the circumstances of the modern minting era. In 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel after a public design competition. The winning artist, Felix Schlag, created the now familiar portraits of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, although Schlag's original Monticello depiction went through several revisions before the Treasury Department approved it. This design stayed largely unchanged for decades, though coinage quality, metal composition, and minting technology continued to advance. The Jefferson nickel became one of the most produced and most circulated coins in American history, and by the early 21st century, billions of them had entered the nation's commerce. The early 2000s brought major design changes when the United States Mint introduced the Westward Journey Nickel series, but in 2006, the classic Monticello reverse returned slightly, modified with a forward-facing portrait of Jefferson on the obverse created by Jamie Franke. This return to Monticello design is what you see on the 2021 D nickel. The obverse shows a realistic close-up of Jefferson looking to the viewer's right with the word Liberty in his own handwriting at the right side, while the reverse shows Monticello with modernized artistic details, but still honoring the classic Schlag structure. The year 2021 was important for the U.S. Mint for multiple reasons. The Mint was recovering from production pressures created in 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic temporarily disrupted coin distribution across the country and caused a national coin circulation shortage. As businesses closed and normal consumer activity decreased, the Mint was pushed to increase output of circulating coinage once the economy began reopening. The 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel, therefore, was produced during a period of high demand, and the Denver Mint played a major role in supplying millions of coins to the Federal Reserve banks to stabilize circulation across western and central states. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing high-quality circulation coins dating back to 1906. Its machinery is known for high-speed mass production, and in 2021 it struck hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels every month. The mint mark D placed to the right of Monticello identifies the coin as coming from this facility. The metallic composition of the 2021 D nickel remains the same as standard circulation nickels, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, and weighing 5 grams with a diameter of 21.21 millimeters and a plain edge. Despite these standard specifications, collectors often pay close attention to strike-quality luster die fatigue and the presence of small die varieties, which can make specific coins more desirable. In terms of production numbers, the 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel saw very high mintage as part of efforts to maintain coin availability across the nation. Although high mintages typically mean that most coins remain common, modern collectors still study the year carefully to identify potential unusual features, such as die cracks, die chips, early, die state strikes, full-step varieties, and high-grade examples in MS67 and above. In the Jefferson Nickel series, full steps refer to the visibility of the steps on the front porch of Monticello. A coin with 5 or 6 fully separated steps indicates a sharp strike and is significantly more valuable. For 2021 D, many coins show decent step detail due to improved minting technology, but perfect full-step examples in high grade remain scarce and appealing to registry collectors. Like all modern circulating coins, the 2021 D nickel also reflects advances in die preparation and quality control. The mint uses computer-assisted engraving and laser sculpting techniques to ensure consistent detail on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's architectural lines. However, even with advanced technology, variations inevitably occur. Some coins may show slightly weak strikes due to worn dies, while others will show sharp, clear features, especially those struck early in the die's life. These early die state coins often display strong luster and crisp Monticello steps, making them favorites for numismatic submissions to grading companies such as PCGS and NGC. In addition to technical factors, the 2021 D nickel also represents a period in American history defined by economic recovery, evolving currency usage, and growing interest in coin-collecting social media platforms brought many new collectors into the hobby during this time, especially young collectors who began exploring modern coins in circulation. The Jefferson Nickel of 2021 became one of the coins people examined daily, looking for errors, varieties, and high-grade examples. The U.S. Mint itself noted increased public engagement with circulating coinage during this period as people became more aware of coin shortages and the importance of keeping coins moving through everyday commerce. Collectors have also taken an interest in potential error coins from 2021, D, including off-center strikes, die cracks, retained cuds, rim breaks, and misaligned die strikes. Although these errors are not extremely common, they do appear from time to time in bags released to the Federal Reserve or in original mint rolls. The excitement of finding such pieces in pocket change or in bank boxes has contributed to the growing popularity of modern nickel collecting. The Denver Mint's high-speed equipment sometimes produces minor die chips, particularly around the corners of Monticello or on Jefferson's eye, a characteristic many hobbyists enjoy searching for. The story of the 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel extends into its role in the long-running Jefferson series as a whole. This series has outlasted many other denominations in terms of design stability and remains one of the most collected modern coin series in the world. The 2021 issue serves as an example of how the U.S. Mint continues to balance tradition with modern production technology, ensuring that despite changing times, the Jefferson Nickel remains familiar, yet ever-evolving. The importance of the Monticello design has grown over the years, turning the building into a symbol recognized across generations of Americans who carry the coin every day. As your video continues, you can explore how the Jefferson Nickel has been used in commerce across 7 decades, how students, collectors, historians, and everyday consumers interact with this small piece of metal, and how society's changes are reflected through the minting of each year's coinage. The 2021 D nickel fits into this timeline as a modern representative of American currency produced during an unusual and transitional economic period while still tied to the long-standing philosophy that coins are both tools for trade and miniature works of art struck by skilled craftsmen. You can also explore the Denver Mint itself, its history, its machinery, its role in national coin production, and how it contributed to meeting circulation demands during the post-pandemic recovery years. The facility is known for its precise quality control procedures and its ability to produce hundreds of millions of coins per month, which means the 2021 D nickel is not just a coin, but a product of one of the most productive minting operations in the world. By continuing this narration, you can fill the remaining time of your video by expanding on minting processes, detailing how blank planchets are cut, polished, and struck, how dies are prepared and replaced, how quality control staff inspect samples, and how the finished coins travel from the Denver Mint to Federal Reserve banks and ultimately into the pockets of everyday Americans. The 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel becomes a lens through which viewers can learn about American manufacturing history, economic events, collector culture, the evolution of U.S. coinage, and the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, whose portrait has remained a fixture on the nickel for more than 80 years. This is a long, continuous narration history of the 2021 D. Jefferson Nickel.